My mother died Thanksgiving weekend, just 2 months ago, and I haven't been able to figure out how to process it. My mother was a narcissist who blamed everything that ever happened on me. I was the scapegoat, and she actually managed to get the rest of the family to go along with this. Now, when my grandparents were younger, they were able to stop a lot of it, but it still didn't matter. I had to jump through every hoop that she wanted me to jump through, and it still wasn't enough. Now, when my brother got married, she didn't like his wife, Brandy. In fact, she didn't like his wife, Brandy, up until we refused to go to my grandfather's funeral, because she started telling people already lies that I apparently had said, and my aunt, Annie Barbara, was dumb enough to believe them. Was dumb enough to think that I would say that, and that Chris was sitting right beside me and my kids were right there, and because of that blow up, I didn't feel safe in going out there. That was the one time we did not go there during the trip to PCS. We are a military family. Well, we were. Now we're a contracting family. And it's hard. It's really hard. I thought, or I hoped, that with her passing, that then I would get my family back. But you don't. You don't get your family back, because they have been programmed to believe that you're the person that the narcissist said you were. Now, I was told by my father, or my aunt was told, my Auntie Barbara was told by my father, Jack Wormdahl, that she was not to have any contact with me. Just last year, I wasn't allowed to go visit her. My father said that. And my son wanted to go see her. And we were just going to go for like an afternoon, something like that. That's all we were going to do. I just wanted to see them, because they're older. My Uncle Perry's 84 and my Auntie Barbara's 79. I always considered my cousins like my brothers and sisters. But ironically, my aunt blamed everything that my cousin Wendy went through on me. We saw them twice a year, and we were lucky we got to do that. Now, my middle cousin, Dustin, we were told he had a hole in his heart. Now, I'm not quite sure what that meant back then, but what I do know is that he never progressed past like a 1-year-old. And towards the end, he was constantly on oxygen. So for 6 years, she was taking care of this child that was beyond needing special needs. And maybe, just maybe, some of those problems that Wendy developed were because of that. And not because of me, not because I lived so far away, but they learned that they could use me as a scapegoat. Now we gave my mother, because she was in charge of the fundraising for Brandy Wormdahl's brother, we gave my mother $20,000 for $10,000 one year, $10,000 another year. We could deduct that off our taxes. So, on top of that, we had to, or we were guilted into, or I was told I was a horrible person if I didn't do this. I spent thousands and thousands of dollars flying from wherever we were to go see them, or sending my children back and forth, back and forth. The ultimate was when I was in the hospital with Sadie, because they were trying to keep me, or trying to prevent me from going further into labor than I was, because she was very much a preemie at the time, and I needed someone to help with childcare because my husband was going through the Green Beret training, and he couldn't stop. If he did, it would ruin his career. So my mother came out, and she was a labor and delivery nurse for a maternity ward. So she told them who she was, what she could do, and she'd watch over me when I came home. No, she didn't. What she did do is leave me at home with our youngest, who was 4. I was not supposed to get out of bed. I was left with no food. I had to chase my 4-year-old around everywhere. And by the second day, I was full-blown labor. There was no stopping her. She was coming out, but my mother had the car. And I had no way to get to the hospital. And any woman, think of the last hour of your labor. I went through that for 5 hours until my mother finally came home. She was supposed to be watching over me. She didn't. This was just a pattern of hers. I'm sure she told everyone that, she was going to, she did all these wonderful things, but she didn't. Now, I find myself crying because I had hoped she would one day apologize. And now that will never happen. I'm sure I'll have more to discuss on my family as this goes on.